Welcome back to Training Tuesday, everyone. I am Heidi Reese, and I am the Training Program Manager here at Dayton Superior. Chuck is not with us, but we've got three other people with me today. So it's great to be back, and I hope that you all enjoyed your holidays and watched the top Training Tuesdays that we sent you. And these three people, so who the heck are they? Well, I'm going to let you know in a minute, but I want to go through a couple of items before we get started. So everybody who has joined the webinar has joined muted, but I don't want that to stop you from asking questions or to not make comments or whatever. You can do that through the chat functionality in Zoom. So just open that up and you can send it to Heidi Reese, and I'll get that question asked for you. Definitely at the very end, we'll have a small mini question and answer session for the people on the Training Tuesday today. Okay, so getting started. This presentation is intended for training purposes only. We say this every time, so just wanted to let you know that anything that we talk about in today's presentation, the technical specifications such as technical data sheets or safety data sheets, product pages, all of that can be found on DaytonSuperior.com. And anything that we talk about, just keep that in mind. If you're interested in it, go out there and look at the TDS and find the technical information before using any of these products. Okay, so who the heck is on the call with us? Well, first off, we've got Manny Alicia, who is the technical service representative in both the splicing and the tilt-up groups. He graduated from the University of South Florida with a Bachelor's of Science in Civil Engineering. He has over 10 years of experience designing tilt-up panels and began his Dayton Superior career working as an engineer in our tilt organization. He then took that experience to assist customers through the technical sales representative position and has recently added splicing to his credentials by working as, like I said, the technical sales representative for Southeast as well. He's going to be discussing different splicing types and what their differences are, as well as the mechanical splice testing, such as what we do in-house here at Dayton Superior, along with third-party testing, the variations of testing, and our capabilities to do unique application testing just for you. Then we're going to hear from Mike Best, who is also a splicing technical service representative. And he has been in the construction industry for over 30 years, leading small and large-scale programs in sales, marketing, operations efficiency, and customer satisfaction. He holds a Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration of Finance from San Diego State University. And through this current role, the technical sales representative, he works with engineering to offer technical support that can help you, the customer, with inspector and engineering challenges. He's going to walk you through our taper lock portfolio and help you understand why you would even want to use taper lock. And then we're going to be talking to Sarah Clark, who is sitting right next to me here, Dayton Superior's market development analyst, and she's going to hang out with us towards the end of the presentation, kind of like I do. And you may have heard her recent Build America, Buy America, BABA, I'm going to refer to it, Training Tuesday. And if not, get out there on our website and find that. And it'll go over much more than what she's going to handle today. She's just really going to be talking about the splicing aspects of that. Now, she graduated from the University of Dayton with a Bachelor's in Chemical Engineering, as well as a minor in Environmental Engineering. She uses that knowledge every day through the role that she has, and she works alongside numerous areas of the business and with the third-party testing groups we use. She handles both the Dayton Superior chemical and accessory product lines and supplies required information to each state's Department of Transportation agencies to validate that certain products are added to or kept on the qualified product list to meet the ever-changing needs that go on. It's government, right? So we all know that that's what's happening. So Manny, all of that, take it away, my friend. Talk to us about taper lock.
Thanks, Heidi. All right. So there's two types of splices. You have a lap splice and a mechanical splice. Lap splice is just short for overlap. You can either tie the bar or have the bar spaced out. Lap splicing, the lap splicing length depends on the concrete strength, rebar size, and the spacing. There's a limit, however, and that's number 14 and 18 bar. So there's specific scenarios where you might be wasting, large amounts of your rebar with a lap splice alone. Uh, Mechanical splicing allows for the rebar to act as a continuous length of bar, and there are many types of technologies to achieve that connection, many of which we here at Dayton Superior manufacture. There are multiple reasons to use mechanical connections. You help avoid congestion and the forming of rock pockets. The strength of the splice has variables outside of the bar itself that determine its strength. Mechanical splices maintain their strength regardless of the concrete. Typically, it's an easier process than lap splicing. There's no need to measure the lap or make sure you're spacing the lap rebar correctly. It's also more reliable in seismic conditions too, due to the mechanical connection strength. There's two types of mechanical splicing or mechanical splice ratings. You have type 1, which achieves 125% of the yield strength, meaning the splice achieves about 25 additional strength past the point where the bar deforms. Type 2, it just achieves 100% of its tensile strength. So as soon as the bar would break, that's basically the motor failure. And here's just a list of our values for A615 and A706, two common bars. The mechanical splice testing, we put our splicing products through a multitude of tests: cyclical, slip, tension, and compression, and yield. Cyclical tests, you'll see basically how it's used to handle. You use that to see how the connection handles loading and unloading in tension. The slips test is to check plastic movement between the rebar and the splicing assembly. The tension and compression test, usually the connection is tested at 125 to 150% of yield, and the yield and tensile test to see where basically where the connection will max out. Just here are a few of the agencies we associate ourselves with. ACI provides building standards for commercial and industrial projects. We're a corporate sustaining member with them. ASTM provides standards for products and services. Caltrans, typically most stringent on DOT requirements that a lot of other DOTs base their testing on. CRSI, their trade associations, serving as an authoritative resource for information relative to steel reinforcing concrete construction. We're another corporate sustaining member with them, and we participate in their regional chapters. ACCES, along with IAPMO, the two most universally recognized providers of technical evaluations of products, components, methods, and materials. AASHTO, a lot of DOTs reference AASHTO requirements for their mechanical splices. PCI, we're a corporate member with them, and we've actually had a display at their convention. And as I already mentioned, IAPMO. And here is just an example of some of our IAPMO reports. We will provide those, and including in those, you actually see here highlighted is our is the minimum torque required for our taper locks, which is just 5 foot-pounds of strength. And with that, I'm gonna hand this over to Mike Best. Go ahead, Mike. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, I forgot. Department of Transportation, Caltrans, I apologize. And here's just a list of our materials that we provide for Caltrans. Now I'm going to hand this over to Mike.
Okay. Dayton Superior taper lock is a tapered threaded mechanical coupling system, hence the name taper lock. For a number of reasons, we are about 10 years late to the market with this product line. With that, there has been a plus and a minus. The minus is that our competitors have had a lot of time to establish their name in the marketplace. The positive is that we were able to look at our competitors' product advantages and disadvantages. This allowed us to make a number of positive improvements. As a result, we are now taking significant market share because of our advantages. Okay, having troubles getting this to move. Did it get shifted over?
Yes, it should have. Let me make sure here. I'll move it as I try to fix that for you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
The image on the left is our taper threaded machine that we provide to our customers for no charge. We feel it is the best threading machine when compared to our competitors. For you, this probably falls outside of your job role responsibility. Thus, I'm not going to go through all the advantages and benefits of this machine. However, it is important to understand it is a part of the entire system. Thus, I will point out a couple of advantages so that you can begin to see that it also helps to improve productivity and profitability to the company as a whole. First, look down the left column to the number 8 bar, and then look across the row to grade 60 bar column. The number 100 in the box that you see represents our published rate on the number of bars that can be threaded within 1 hour. Our competitors' published rate is 40 to 50 bars that can be threaded. The production of the different size combinations vary a little bit, but all the sizes average out that our machine is a little bit over twice as fast as our competitors. Next, our competitors use an oil-based coolant. We use a water-based coolant. There's a couple of benefits to this. First, the water-based is more environmentally friendly. For some people, this is a big deal. For others, not so much. And I actually believe it has to do with where the company is located and what the local regulations are and what their disposal costs are. However, the next benefit resonates with almost everyone. With an oil-based coolant, the operator, or when the operator pulls the bar out of the threading machine, the operator needs to take the time to clean off the threads. Obviously, you do not want lubricant on the threads. If the operator's had a bad day and forgets to clean the threads, and the bars are then sent to the job site, this can create a significant problem. When the inspectors see the oil on the bars and or the threads, they will require the bars to be cleaned before they can be used. I've had a few superintendents tell me when the situation has happened to them, the oil ran down the bar during handling. So they had to reload the truck, ship it back to the shop, and then have the truck deliver another load of clean threaded bars. This ended up being very costly and an unnecessary expense to them. With water-based coolant, when the operator pulls the bar out of the threading machine, the operator simply puts the bar back on the rack or the truck. The water base will evaporate without leaving any residue. Thus, a step is removed from the production process, again, increasing productivity. But more importantly, there's no more risk to having unclean bars being delivered to the job site. Therefore, water-based coolant eliminates the potential for any unnecessary additional expenses. You can shift to the next slide.
I can, but go ahead and try it. You should have the ability. Bottom left with the arrow there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There we go. Okay, good job. The taper threaded mechanical couplers across the United States are pretty much the most popular splicing system. Of course, there are exceptions out there, but in general, they're fairly easy to install, especially when compared to parallel threading systems. This is true with our competitors as well as with ours. The difference is that we have a proprietary thread pitch. Dayton's competitors have a greater angle on their tapered threads. As a result, in the vibratory conditions, such as a seismic event, the competitors' couplers take less rotations for them to fail. Now, realistically, the odds of this happening are very low. However, the reason I mention this is that our product development team and engineers live a culture that always focuses in on all the details and tries to make improvements even to the smallest of things. So when you add up all the minor improvements like a water-based coolant, then you end up with a much better product. As you can see in the slide, taper lock couplers work with all rebar sizes, 4 through 18. They are available in plain, galvanized, epoxy, stainless steel, Chromex, and can be used with grades 60 through grade 100 bar. Now, the big advantage is that our taper lock couplers only need to be hand tightened. Our competitors all need a torque wrench to set their couplers. This goes back to our thread pitch because the angle of the taper lock threads is not as drastic as our competitors. Our threaded bar has more threads to engage the couplers. Our competitors have less threads to engage with their couplers, so they need a torque wrench to force the coupler over the threads closest to the unthreaded portion of the rebar. Now, look at the image on the right that shows the rebar congestion. Put yourself in the place of an installer or replacer. Can you imagine how difficult and time-consuming it can be to use a torque wrench to set the couplers, especially in areas of congestion, or how much easier it would be simply to hand tighten the couplers. In addition, besides the labor savings cost associated with having to hand tighten taper lock couplers, there are additional cost savings with the hand tightening feature. For example, the cost associated with the torque wrenches to set mechanical splicing couplers is eliminated with the Dayton's taper lock. You know, the cost of the torque wrench can be $200 plus. Then you've got calibration cost and time to calibrate. Then you have the cost associated with lost or stolen wrenches. And then you multiply that by the number of installers that need their own wrenches. So all of that is eliminated. Plus, using a torque wrench, especially in areas of congestion, there are risks for injuries to installers. Hand injuries can be pretty common. Also, shoulder and back injuries can potentially occur using torque wrenches, especially when working with larger diameter bars all day long. As you know, injuries can be costly to a contractor. So essentially, being able to hand tighten is a big deal to a lot of our customers. The D310 is our standard coupler. Its cost effectiveness, ease of installation, and its superior connection strength makes it ideal choice for bridges and high-rise applications. Our D320 transitional coupler can connect any two different sizes of rebar. For example, it can connect to 10 to 18, 11 to 9, 6 to 8, or any other combination. These are made to order products, and generally lead time for this product is about 4 to 6 weeks. The D330 positional is used for when both connecting bars cannot be rotated. We also have the ability to provide a positional transitional couplers. The D340 form savers are extremely popular in the product portfolio. They are actually our D310 standard coupler with a flange attributed to the coupler. Oh boy, I screwed up here. I forgot to move this forward. Okay, sorry. So the D360, which is our weldable coupler, it has beveled edges so that it can be easily welded to structural steel. Crap. The D351 and 350s, these are our end anchors. They are used to help prevent congestion and to eliminate, hooked bar. The images on the slide is JP Chase Morgan construction project in New York. They decided to go with our taper lock couplers and end anchors because the hand tightening feature. The images on this slide show the examples, the amount of grade 100 rebar used on the 60-story project. As you can, if you were an installer, can you just imagine having to use a torque wrench in these tight areas? The contractor has raved that they are saving a crazy amount of labor hours due to the hand tightening feature of these couplers. Let's see. This is our D368 form saver. It's basically, oh gosh, my mind just went blank. It's a forged end flanging coupler from the end of the rebar and has a tapered female threads. It's available in sizes 4 through 11. The D370 is our threaded reinforcing bar, which is available in single-ended, double-ended, bent, hooked-ended, and custom configurations. Typically, customers that do not have our threaded machine will use this product. This is just for a review. These are our family of taper lock products that we just covered. So why choose taper lock? So we've talked about Dayton's threading machine being fully automated with faster throughputs. We also use a water-based coolant instead of an oil-based coolant. What we did not talk about was Dayton's threading machine is fully enclosed for safety and has a computer-operated system. Our machine has longer chaser life than our competitors, which is about 3 times the life. Also, to change out the chasers takes about 10 minutes. I have been told to change out our competitors' chasers. Their machines take anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes, depending on the operator. We also did not talk about pricing. Our competitors do not offer an import version of their threaded couplers. Dayton Superior threaded couplers and end anchors have an import version. The specifications are exactly the same and have the same tested approvals as our domestic made taper locks. Our domestic taper locks for American requirements or American made requirements are competitively priced. Our import version, or for commercial work, is 20 to 30% cheaper, depending on the size of the coupler or end anchor. Thus, this option is at least 20 to 30% cheaper than our competitors. Using the taper lock imports enables our customers to lower their project bids if they really want a project, or they can bid with market pricing to improve their margins. Most of our customers prefer getting better margins. And then, as stated before, the taper lock thread pitch is not as great as our competitors, which means it will stay engaged longer under vibratory condition. More importantly, it enables our customer to hand tighten couplers versus having to use a torque wrench. Again, we have been late to the market, but because of our advantages, we are taking market share over the last couple of years.
Thank you so much, Mike. So now we're going to talk about brief overview of Build America, Buy America, and Sarah Clark is going to talk us through that really quick. And get your questions ready because we might go over by a couple minutes. So go ahead and put those in the chat.
All right, I'll try to get this as quick as possible. So the Build America, Buy America is a part of the Infrastructure Investment Job Act, and it was signed by the President in November of 2022. So it's also known as the bipartisan infrastructure law. So the final guidance was issued by the Budget and Management on August 23rd, and they have just given a new memorandum, M24-02, for the guidance for implementation. So the BABA Act boosts the Executive Order 14005, which is ensuring the future is made in America by all America's workers.
So made in America.
Made in America. All right. All right, so we're going to focus on iron and steel. BABA also includes construction material and manufactured products, but because we are talking about taper lock, we are going to focus on the iron and steel portion of the Build America, Buy America. So if a project is funded by the federal government for infrastructure, it must be manufactured in the U.S. The final guidance defines iron and steel products to mean articles, materials, or supplies that consist wholly or predominantly of iron and steel, or a combination of both. So how can Dayton Superior help?
Oh, I'm excited to learn how.
All right, so we have a new interactive map that is located on our website, www.daytonsuperior.com. So all you have to do is select a relevant state or provenance. The tool will populate the products. You can filter the products by category. If you're looking for accessories, we can go hit the splicing, and it'll tell you all the splicing things that are BABA compliant or DOT approved. All right, we have a landing page where this is located. The DOT landing, or the BABA landing page, has all the products that are DOT approved. However, if you go to the map and you don't see a product that is approved in that state, please contact customer service, because it still may be BABA compliant. It may just not have DOT approval, or it may not have a category to be DOT approved, but it may meet the specs.
I have a serious question for you. When you say BABA, do you feel like a lamb?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Okay. Build America, Buy America. Contact customer service, and we will be happy to help you. We've been getting lots of requests for certificates of compliance for Build America, Buy America. Contact customer service again, and we'll be happy to write a certificate of compliance or BABA compliant for relevant products. And then we have citations. All of these citations, all of these documents are located at the Build America, Buy America landing page on our website. Heidi will make sure you get that link, and you can see all of the things that I've referenced today. And please look for information on your own as well. There's a lot of information out there, and enjoy.
Yeah, thank you.
Take it over.
Fantastic. So yeah, guys, go ahead and put your questions in if you have any. Doing pretty decent on time. I got 2 minutes. Talk about some additional resources. A couple things that I really want you to take away from not just what Manny and Mike and Sarah talked about is, you know, all of this is just a real quick to whet your appetite. We have more customized trainings available that we can do for you. We can send those experts out, or you can do a virtual, you can do a lunch and learn. Just contact training@daytonsuperior.com and we can get that set up for you and customize. So, you know, you see what's going on here, but then you can actually figure out what you truly need for your company. So what you're looking at is a splicing product selection guide. This is a great guide that helps you understand the application that you need, the different type of rebar series that's used, and the different types that we have. You know, we're talking about taper lock today, but we also have DBDI, bar lock, grout sleeve systems in our splicing portfolio. So this is can be found on the DaytonSuperior.com website and is very handy for figuring that out. In addition, we have a taper lock, since we're discussing that product today, order form, and you can put your order in as well, and that is found on DaytonSuperior.com. Guess what? we've got some more. So you want to know about all these products that Mike talked through. Maybe there was a D320 that, the page didn't turn and you were really interested. Well, guess what? We've got that information out there for you. So you can just search in the search bar. If you see my mouse, there's the search bar, and I don't think you can, but on the bottom right image, you see the search. Just put in D320. And up will come. In this case, you see the D340 product page. It has the technical data sheets I was yakking about in the beginning. There's one as an example, as well as any handbooks. We have the reverse splicing handbook that will go over all of the products. We have the IATMO reports for the ER319 and the 245, so you can review those as well and get them out to your customers if need be. I already referenced the training at DaytonSuperior.com, so that's important if you want to contact Chuck and myself, and we will get you either Chuck or someone that is in your territory. You can find your sales representative or customer service representative, or the Mikes and the Mannies of the world on our regional maps. The image is shown right there. Just click on Dayton Superior and your location, and you can find out who can assist you. Okay, I think we have something in chat. How are the couplers marketed, identified as domestic versus import? Who would enjoy taking that?
I can. We actually have made in the USA portions, product codes on the website. You can find it there. It'll tell you what's made in the US. And if it doesn't have made in the US, it's most likely not.
Very good, and we have the letters that you referenced, Sarah, that we can make that happen for you too if you need to validate that to your customers. Good question. Is there any other questions out there? As a reminder, these guys are available to you if you have questions. I will be posting this on YouTube as well as the DaytonSuperior.com website so that you can re-listen and review the imagery of the presentation. Get in touch with me at training@DaytonSuperior.com or scan this QR code that's up right now, and it will send us the information and requests that you need, and we'll get in contact with you on training. Last call for questions. Oh, I see the question that he actually had, and maybe this is more for Manny and Mike, he was looking for the identification on the coupler. Is that put on the coupler, made in the USA, guys?
Yes.
Do you happen to know?
Yes.
It is?
It's stamped on the couplers.
I think we have an image on that, but yeah, there you have it. So, I don't know. Any other questions? And you're welcome. All right. Well, if I can't find an image, if I can, I'll stick it in the email for us. And I want all of you guys to have a fantastic Tuesday. And thanks for coming back and making it strong right after the holidays. And I'll see you next week. Thanks, everyone. And thanks, presenters. Appreciate it.
Thank you.